Rogers Center, where the Blue Jays are taking the field. They're looking for a sweep of the Detroit Tigers. They won the first 2 ball games, and this is one thing they need to do, is go ahead and finish off this sweep, try to build some momentum and close ground on those front runners in the AL East. Take a look at Jim Leland's lineup. A little bit different lineup for him this afternoon. Omar Infante moves into the 2 spot. Prince Fielder, since the All-Star break, has hit .365, but he's hit just 1 home run. That came in the opener of this series here on Friday night. Miguel Cabrera hits in the 3rd spot. Delman Young is the DH, batting 5th. Ryan Rayburn starts in left. Johnny Peralta is a shortstop. Brendan Bosch is in right field. And Jared Laird makes his first start of this 3-game series.
Brett Cecil will take the mound this afternoon for the Blue Jays. This is his 8th start of the season. He's just got to keep the ball down. I think he has done a very good job over his last 2 starts, pitching 6 innings, both times against the Yankees and Oakland. His only problem was the home run. 1 pitch in each one of those games, giving up that long ball. His ground ball percentage has gone down, so if he keeps the ball down, I think he's going to be fine this afternoon. Let's take a look at the defense for the Blue Jays. This is the lineup that John Farrell sends out there this afternoon. It was excellent yesterday in the outfield. Snyder, Rasmus, and Gross perform the outfield this afternoon. Escobar and Johnson in the middle of the diamond. Brett Laurie and Encarnacion on the corners, and Jeff Mathis back behind the plate this afternoon. And the defense yesterday was exceptional. And it started with that catch by Travis Snyder in the 1st inning. He doesn't make that catch, then you might see 2 or 3 runs on the board. So the defense really helped out Henderson Alvarez yesterday afternoon.
Travis Snyder sporting a wrap around his left hand. He suffered quite a blister when he slid across the AstroTurf here at Rogers Center, but he said he is good to go. Took batting practice and let the manager know he was ready to go, and John said, "I'm not taking you out anyway." First pitch of the ball game, Austin Jackson, leadoff batter, takes a strike from Brett Cecil. We are underway.
Defense came to the forefront yesterday. The first batter of the game, also Austin Jackson, set one down to 3rd base. Brett Laurie snagged it. That could have been dangerous also.
Changeup misses outside. Austin Jackson in the series just 1 for 8, but he's hit well against the Blue Jays in the past. He has a .381 career average. Ball on the strike. Pops this into right. Anthony Goes coming in. 1 down.
Take a look at the scouting report for this afternoon starter for the Blue Jays. Brett Cecil, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. Fastball's got to be in the lower part of the strike zone. He's got a nice mixture. You can see the percentages of the balls that he throws. They're all about the same. He has basically jumped his slider and has gone with the cut fastball. It's fastball, curveball, much better, and changeup. He's doing a little something different with his changeup. He's turning it over just a little bit more to the right-handers.
Omar Infante, the second baseman, takes a first pitch strike. Infante was reacquired by the Tigers. Started his career in the Detroit system. Came over in a trade with the Miami Marlins. He's in the hole 0-2. Been a rough start for Infante. Anytime you get traded, even though you're comfortable with the team you're going to, you want to make an impression. You want to get off to a fast start, and he's gotten off to a 2 for 17 start for the Tigers. Popped up over near the seats, and that'll drift out of play.
You change leagues, and Infante, it's been a few years since he's been back in the American League. You got to learn the whole new pitching staff. You got to learn the whole new league of all the pitchers. Jim Leland doesn't mind. He knows he's got a pro in Infante.
Spent parts of 6 seasons with the Tigers before he left in 2008. Went to Atlanta. Good curveball. Brett Cecil's had a much better curveball since he's been called back from the minor leagues, and that's a good pitch for him.
Throws it in the high 70s, but batters are hitting under 100 against his curveball. He spins it so much better now, and he's got a lot more depth on it than we saw earlier in this season. Spring training, and now since he has come back, he's got a good curveball working.
Now the big man stems in with 2 outs. Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera in this series 3 for 7. And a home run and a double in the opener on Friday night. Had a single in his first at bat yesterday afternoon. Finished up that ball game 1 for 3. Prince Fielder on deck. Gary Darling, the crew chief, down at first base. Cabrera went around. Last 29 games, he has hit nearly 400 with plenty of damage. 8 doubles, 10 homers, and he's driven in 27.
This is where you got to be careful right here with 2 strikes.
We'll see Jeff Mathis holding that target up high, hopeful of getting Cabrera to chase. Bury that curveball. Cabrera laid off. He is a great 2-strike hitter.
Yeah, just watch his approach. We saw him in the opening day, his first at bat in the series, fall behind 2 strikes and then really slow it down. Did not have a stride, used his hands and hit a ball out of the ballpark. And that approach, you see it again here, 2 strikes. Not a lot of movement, and that's why he's hitting for such a high average.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Prince Fielder on deck. Fielder in this series 2 for 6. Here's the payoff pitch. Outside, Cabrera takes the walk. A 2-out walk issued to Miguel Cabrera. Prince Fielder with a .308 average. We mentioned he's hit just 1 home run since the All-Star break. And that's not unusual. We see it often with that home run contest. The guy that wins it
zaps the power from him.
Takes him a while to get going.
Here's the defense that the Blue Jays will line up with a runner at first. There is the shift, and Travis Snyder's got a tough job in left field. Blue Jays know that any ground ball to the shortstop, because of that shift or a line drive, that's going to go all the way to the wall in left center field, and a run's going to score. So they've asked him to move over and cover up that gap a little bit. What made that play yesterday so imperative, Fielder hit that ball down the left field line and he got to it.
This is popped up into center field. Everybody battling the sun. Brett Lawrie running all the way into center field. Takes the ball right out of Colby Erasmus' glove. At the end of the inning, Lawrie out in that shift goes all the way to center to close out the top half of the first. Continue to massage this lineup. Still no Adam Lynn. Of course, Bautista's on the disabled list. Lynn tried to swing the bat today and couldn't answer the bell. That back is still bothering him, so it's Rajay Davis as the DH. Matt Laurie's had a good homestand. 9 for 19, couple of doubles, a triple. He's scored 4 runs. He's batting third ahead of Edwin Encarnacion. Encarnacion hit his 28th home run yesterday. Snyder, Escobar, Johnson, Mathis, and Anthony Gose continues to patrol the outfield in right.
First full season with the Tigers. This is Doug Fister. He spent a couple of stints on the disabled list this year, so he's only making his 15th start of the season for Detroit.
Rajay Davis. Base hit just over Johnny Peralta in the left field. Davis is now 10 for 23 against Doug Fister. John Farrell looked at the matchups and said, you know what, I got to get Rajay Davis into this game today.
He's got great numbers against him, and he's also got that great speed, and right away Doug Fister is going to have to deal with some speed on the bases in Rajay Davis.
Davis had 2 steals in yesterday's game. And here's where it really becomes challenging for a pitcher. You got a power bat in the batter's box and will threat the steal at first.
Fister does a great job of holding runners. Very quick to the plate. Laird's only thrown out 5 base runners all season long. But it's Doug Fister who has really shut down their running game.
Base runners have been caught all 3 times they've tried to steal against Fister. Fister's been on a disabled list a couple of times this year coming out of spring training. He had an oblique problem and then had another injury later on in the season. He was just activated on the 16th of June. Ball in the strike. Off speed pitch, and Rasmus is out in front. We have talked about pitchers who work quickly, and they always seem to make the batter feel like they're rushed.
That's what Fister can do. He's the right-handed version of Mark Burley.
Well, he barely picks up that front foot. That's why he's so effective at shutting down the running game.
Very tough for Rajay Davis to get a read on Fister. He stands 6'8", so you would think that he would be slow to the plate, but he's not. Uses a very good slide step.
There goes Davis. Laird's throw is into the runner. Davis pops to his feet. He'll head to third. First base runner of the ball game for the Blue Jays takes advantage. His 28th steal. He goes to third base on the year by Gerald Laird.
And just like that, Blue Jays have a runner at third base in with nobody out. John Farrell was telling me before the game he loves what he's got at his speed right now. He said, I was on that mound at one time, and I know how difficult it is to hold runners and always have to worry about guys who can run. And that's the offensive attack he wants.
Off the end of the bat, Davis got a good break. Cabrera has to go to first. The Blue Jays score in the first. Colby Erasmus cued that right off the end of the bat. Rajay Davis got a great break, and the Jays have taken a 1-0 lead.
Cabrera can't believe that Rajay Davis was able to come home on this. A lot of times you'll see him make the ball go through or make it be in the middle of the diamond. Because it was cued off the end of the bat, Rajay with that great speed reads it, knows that it's a tough play for Cabrera, and he makes it easily.
Well, I tell you what, Blue Jays really run the bases well. Not only in the bases they steal, they go first to third. They get good breaks from third base. Davis's speed stole a run right there. A stolen base, moves to third on the air and scores on a ground ball. Bouncing ball right side. Infante takes his time. Laurie's retired. 2 down.
Doug Fister is a ground ball pitcher, so you got to have a good inner defense. This is how Jim Leland's team lines up this afternoon. Ryan Rayburn will get his 21st start in the outfield. Be joined by Jackson and Bosch in the outfield. Johnny Peralta, Omar Infante in the middle. And Gerald Laird, you saw him already. They took advantage of that throwing error, just his second of the season, to get a run. This is the first time that we have seen Laird in this series.
Slider off the end of the bat. Cabrera takes his time. Encarnacion's retired. The inning is over. 3 2 the count. But the Blue Jays with the leadoff batter. Single, stolen base, going to third on the air, and scores on a ground ball. 1-0 Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware and building center location. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Beautiful day in Toronto, and we'd like to give a shout out to Frank Addison, who worked here at Rogers Center back in the early 90s at Gate 9 doing Blue Jay games. We know Frank watches every Jays game on Sportsnet. Just wanted to say hi from all his friends and co-workers. All the best to you, Frank, and hopefully the Blue Jays can win one today against the Tigers. Great employee, long-time employee here that worked at Gate 9. All of his friends just wanted to say hello. Me included. 1-0 Blue Jays. Delman Young is the DH. Delman Young's got 2 for 7 in this series. He's got a 6-game hit streak alive. And he has amassed just 7 hits during those 6 games. One thing we have noticed with Brett Cecil going back a couple of starts is he's picked up the tempo a little bit. He was very deliberate early on. And now I think he understands that to keep his infielders engaged, he's got to pick up the pace.
Guys will get back on their heels. Outfielders will start daydreaming and gazing up into the stands, things like that. If you throw so many pitches and you work so slowly, I think it can only help you if you pick up the pace.
Well, Doug Fister's a great example. Infielders can't even look away when he's on the mound. He's going to get aside and pitch, and if you're not paying attention, you get caught flat-footed.
Henderson Alvarez did it yesterday.
He did a good job.
Very quickly, threw a lot of strikes. Look at all the good defensive plays they have behind him.
Just off the outside corner. Looked pretty good. That's the second walk issued by Cecil. He thought he made a pretty good pitch with the fastball. Ryan Rayburn gets the start in left field. It's a strike.
Bruce Walton thinks that Brett Cecil is fine as long as he uses his fastball and uses it a lot. The whole key for him with that 4-seam fastball is his ability to keep it down and keep it on the outside part of the plate to the right-handers. Once that ball starts elevating, that's when he gets into trouble.
Cecil's had to make an adjustment psychologically because he doesn't throw 94 any longer. That's what he threw when he first came up and had that good season, 15-win season. So now he has to understand that you can't reach back for 94. You just have to pitch at 98 excuse me, 88, 89.
And he's good with that. He understands that now. And he understands you still have to use your fastball and put it in a good spot. Those last two fastballs outside were in a good spot. They were just off the plate. But last year he would get very frustrated because he couldn't throw 94. And the harder he reached back to try and throw it, the worse it came out of his hands and he'd come out of his delivery. Now he's okay with it, and he's done a good job.
Off-speed pitch bounced foul at the plate. 2-2. Tigers have really been in kind of a dilemma with Rayburn. He has had a history of hitting well against left-handers. That's not the case this season. Rayburn's batting just 160 against lefty pitching.
They were also counting on some power from Rayburn.
There's some power. This ball is shot to left field. It is off the wall. Snyder plays it back in. Delman Young goes to third. Rayburn hit that one on the line, halfway up the wall and left. First two reach here in the top of the second.
Well, just when I say it, that's what they were looking for. Just one home run. It looked like a changeup that was up. Off speed, and he turns on that one and comes with about halfway up the wall at left field from hitting a home run. Young has to read this ball, and he reads double all the way. So he makes it to third base easily. Tigers are in business in the second inning.
Second and third, nobody out. For Rayburn, his 14th double of the season. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop. Peralta hitting .260 for the season. Looking for his first hit in the series. It's a foul tip. It's 0-1 to Peralta. Another pitch inside. Boy, they have worn him out inside in this series. Pounding him inside pitch after pitch.
You know, they know that Johnny Peralta likes the ball out over the plate where he can do something with it. Shoot it to right field if he has to, or hit it to center field. This one right off the shin as that breaking ball came in and underneath the bat. And they have done a very good job of pounding him inside.
Another pitch inside. Now he's in a situation where he's thinking that Cesa's going to come inside. You can bounce a breaking ball outside, something down and away where he's going to try to open up, and that might become a good spot.
Especially after they tried that high fastball right there. You see Jeff Mathis getting way up, running that fastball up out of the strike zone, change the eye plane.
There's the curveball, and Peralta got a piece of it. Tigers with a rally here in the second. They trail 1-0. Delman Young with a leadoff walk. Ryan Rayburn followed that with a double. Another curveball, and Peralta lays off. Blue Jays infield is playing back with nobody out.
Too early in the game to give away 2 runs. They'll sacrifice one of those runs for an out.
Changeup. Peralta's hanging tough. These are situations where you'd love to get a strikeout. Peralta has struck out 5 times in this series.
He's had a very rough season. Again, they pounded him inside, and they pounded him up also. Fastballs. After a couple of breaking balls there, Jeff Mathis might go back to that elevated fastball.
There it is, and it was too high.
See Brett Cecil rubbing up every baseball that comes back out to him. Like he's not feeling a good grip on it.
Full count. Ball sailed up and away as well. This is a very explosive ball club. The Tigers have been swinging the bats very well. Curveball high and deep to left. Snyder looking up. Home run, Johnny Peralta. A 3-run home run. His first hit of the series. His 12th homer. Excuse me, his 7th home run of the season. He's driven in 3.
Told you they've been pounding him inside, and then the best way to speed a guy's bat up is throw him the breaking ball in the strike zone, and that's exactly what they do right here. Success, fastball's in. This time, curveball over the middle of the plate, and the home run once again is a problem. Breaking ball in, and Peralta right in where he likes it, down. It's a good low ball here. And just like that, 3 runs across the board.
Brennan Bosch takes the first pitch, strike. It's been the home run ball in his last 3 starts now that has really been a problem for Brett Cecil. In New York, Andrew Jones hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 2nd inning was a problem for him, just like this afternoon. And then last time out against Oakland, it was Derek Norris who had a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning.
Bottom of the lineup.
Brennan Bosch strikes out. Let's see, first out of the inning. They mentioned the home runs, and there's been a problem for Brett Cecil since 2009. He's among the leaders in home runs allowed per 9 innings, 1.37. Tommy Hunter leads the pack with the Orioles. Bronson Arroyo, Joe Blanton, and Jeremy Guthrie. That's a leaderboard you don't want to be on.
Yeah, that's the one right there. He's had the declining ground ball rate the last 4 years in the big leagues. Brett Cecil has had, and if you've got a declining ground ball rate, your fly ball rate's got to be going up, and that's what's happened. And now the ball's flying out of the ballpark, so you just got to figure it out. Turn that changeup over just a little bit more. Sink the fastball. There's a good pitch right there, just off the plate. Use the curveball to keep it away from those right-handers.
Ball on the strike, 1 out. There's a good fastball. I am not a big fan of throwing American League hitters strike breaking balls with 2 strikes. I think everybody really cuts down their swing, just tries to put it in play. When you throw a breaking ball in the strike zone with 2 strikes, it's going to get hit. We have seen that dramatically played out at the hands of Miguel Cabrera. He's one of the best breaking ball hitters. You throw him anything in the strike zone that's got some spin on it, he's going to hit it hard.
Yeah, you can say that about a lot of big league hitters. That's why they're good hitters. They understand what pitchers are trying to do to them, and they counteract that.
Laird strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs.
That's how you come back. Use your fastball. Struck out Bosch with a good hard one, and gets Laird by elevating that fastball away. You can win with that pitch right there if you make it a good pitch, if you keep that ball away.
Austin Jackson. Two and out. at the top of the strike zone. Cecil still needs to focus a little more down in the zone, even with that fastball.
Since that home run, it's like Jeff Mathis and Brett Cecil said, okay, I got to get back to establishing that fastball. I've got to use it. And he struck out Bosch. He struck out Laird. He's gotten 2 strikes on Jackson with it.
Pretty good curveball. Scott Perry, home plate umpire.
Small strike zone.
Around the outside corner.
He has thrown a couple of pitches right there. That's pretty good pitch. And he had him set up for it.
Jackson takes a walk. 3rd walk issued by Brett Cecil. A 2-out walk, and now pitching coach Bruce Walton is going to go to the mound.
Thought he had Delman Young struck out to start the inning, and that one was just off the plate. Thought he had Peralta, and right there he thought he had Jackson, but they were just off the plate.
Been a long inning for Brett Cecil. That's why Bruce Walton's out here to give him a little breather. He's thrown 35 pitches this inning. His pitch count's already up to 50. 2 outs in the top half of the 2nd inning. Johnny Peralta, his first hit of the series, is a 3-run homer and erased a 1-0 deficit. Omar Infante. Infante with just 1 hit in the series. He is 1 for 8. Jackson with a big lead at first. Infante hits it into center field. Rasmus makes the catch. The inning has come to an end. But the Tigers score 3 on Johnny Peralta's 7th home run of the season. When we come back, it'll be Travis Snyder, Yunel Escobar, who homered yesterday, and Kelly Johnson. The next one will take place Friday, August 10th. The Blue Jays will return to Rogers Center and take on the New York Yankees. The game starts at 7:07 p.m. Come down early and enjoy the pregame festivities happening outside Gate 10. It all starts at 4:30 p.m. The licensed area, live music, fun, interactive games. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Bouncing ball, foul. Summer Fan Fridays have proven to be very popular. We've had 2 already here at Rogers Center. Come down for a Friday night game. Come into the ball game. You can go outside. There's live music, a licensed area. get some Muskoka chairs, sit around, and have a good time before the coming in.
My family went to the one on Friday and said it was outstanding. They loved it. There was plenty to do for everybody.
Good time for the kids. There's a live band, music, a band show, there's some slides and games, and lots to do. Come on down and join us August 10th. Travis Snyder. Travis went 0 for 4 in the game last night. He was robbed of a base hit on a nice play by the first baseman Prince Fielder on a line drive in the 5th. We mentioned Snyder made that fine defensive catch in the first inning of yesterday's game and really had himself a huge bruise on his left hand. Here he takes a strike. Pfister comes in there with a fastball strike, first out of the second.
Doug Pfister likes to work very quickly. Let's take a look at the scouting report for him. He uses all 4 of his pitches. Fastball, the curveball, the changeup, and the slider. He'll use it anytime in any part of the count. He can get them all over for strikes. And he's just now rounding into form. You mentioned the 2 stints on the disabled list that Pfister had. He is just now starting to gain a little bit more strength, go a little bit deeper into the game. He's always been a great strike thrower.
Yunel Escobar back in the lineup yesterday. Hit his 7th home run of the season. Well, we're going to find out about the Blue Jays this afternoon. They got an early lead and now they've given it up already. Got to dig their heels in and come back against Doug Pfister.
Pfister does a good job of changing speeds on his fastball. His average velocity is just over 88 miles an hour. He's got a nice little sink to it, and he'll change speeds with it.
Hot shot, easy play for Cabrera at third. There you go, Cabrera. He's got soft hands and a strong arm. Doesn't have terrific range at third. Boy, what he gets to, he catches.
Watch how quickly it goes down and just snags it right off the carpet. But you're right. The range isn't Brett Laurie-esque. Okay, Laurie's got great range, but when he gets to the ball, he catches it and makes the play. And I love that he volunteered to move over there for the Tigers to sign Prince Fielder.
Tigers lost Victor Martinez to a knee surgery, and after that happened, contemplating how they were going to replace him. They thought about Fielder, but first checked with Cabrera, see how open he was to making a move across the diamond. They've been a great tandem, Cabrera and Fielder.
That's like Jose Bautista saying, I'll move over to left field if we're going to sign Josh Hamilton, a great free agent who's on the market. Bautista bowing to the established player, bowing to the free agent coming over to your team.
3-1. Kelly Johnson bats with 2 outs. Doug Pfister is always challenging even for left-handed batters, but the left-handers are the ones that are going to have to pick up the slack. They've hit over 300 against him this year. So breaking ball, and Johnson's caught looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning. So after his team gave him a 3-run top half the inning, Pfister responds 1-2-3 in the bottom. We're pleased to be joined now by Frank Catalanato, the 14-year big leaguer and former Blue Jay. Frank, great to see you again.
Great seeing you guys, too.
You're in town again for one of these Blue Jays super camps, and tell us about the camp and when that's going to take place.
Oh, they're going great. We just got back from Ottawa, and we had about 100 kids there, and it was great. I love working with these kids, and, you know, they all had smiles on their faces, and we're heading to London after the game today, and we're going to do a 3-day camp there.
That's pretty good for you because you started out as a Tiger at the age of 23, and then you played for the Blue Jays, so there's a lot of Tiger and Blue Jay fans down in London.
There are, so we're looking forward to it. It should be fun.
How's the attendance going on in the camps?
It's good. You know, we were getting about 100 for every camp.
Frank, you've been involved with baseball for a long time, 14 years as a big leaguer. You hit .291 as your career. Was there a particular point in your career when you started to get close to the big leagues that you said, okay, now I've got this figured out, now I know what I need to do to be a big leaguer every day?
It was 1996. I got with Larry Parrish, and he helped me out. He changed my swing around and helped me out a lot, and it really helped me with the mental part of the game.
And where was that? Where was that?
That was in Double-A Jacksonville.
That was in Double-A?
You know, I finished off. I had a good season there, and that's when I really realized that I had a chance to be a Major League Baseball player.
And you were for a long time, 14 years in the big leagues. Was there a particular year that stood out? You had a great year with the Texas Rangers in 2001. You hit .330. You were 5th in the American League. That must have been the highlight of your years as a player.
It was, and that was the one that really put me on the map. Before that, I was just a utility type guy. Rusty Greer got hurt. I got a chance to play every day, and I flourished that year. And like I said, that put me on the map and made me believe that I could really play in the league.
Now, you did something in the game, that not a lot of people have done. You could probably count them on one hand. You got 6 hits in one big league game. What did the ball look like when you were hitting that day?
It looked like a beach ball. It was awesome. It was one of those days that after my first at bat, I said, wow, I feel really good up here. My second at bat got a hit, third at bat, and I remember Reed Johnson said to me, he's like, Frank, you might get 6 at bats. We're only in the 4th inning. I said, you know what? If I get 6 at bats, I'm getting 6 hits today. I just felt that good.
Do you remember what they were? Single, double?
It was. I think I had 2 doubles and 4 singles.
4 singles. Wow.
Do you know how long it would have taken me to get 6 hits? Tell us about some of the instructors you're working with. I know you were in Ottawa, and then you're going up to London on Tuesday. Who are some of the instructors that have been working with you?
Dwayne Ward, Jesse Barfield, Candy Maldonado, and Denny Boucher. That's who we had in Ottawa.
So, Frank, tell me what keeps you busy these days. I know it's been a while since you stopped playing now, and how do you keep yourself busy?
Well, first and foremost, I've got 4 girls at home, so they keep us very busy. But you know, I give hitting lessons locally at a batting cage. I just wrote a book, and I also own a vitamin and supplement company called Proven 4.
Where are you making your home?
New York, Long Island.
Oh, yeah. Back home, huh?
Back home. I love it back there.
There's the book.
There's the book. Yep.
Can you tell us a little something about it?
Yeah, you know, growing up, I was never the best player on my little league teams or high school teams, so I really had to work hard, and I really had to become a student of the game and employ the mental part of the game, and it's got a lot about the mental part of the game in there.
Frank, it's always a pleasure to see you. Good luck to you and the Blue Jays in your camp, and all the best in London. I know you'll be a big hit down there.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Huge.
Appreciate it.
Frank Catalanato, Cats back. Jays salute a member of the Canadian Forces, and today Petty Officer First Class Robert Sheeran from Buena Vista, Newfoundland, was honored as Brian Butterfield comes out, presents him with his own jersey. But he joined the Royal Canadian Navy in 1980 and has served for 32 years on many classes of Canadian warships and military shore establishments. He's currently posted to the Canadian Forces Support Training Group at Canadian Forces Base Port. Congratulations to Petty Officer First Class Robert Sheeran. Jeff Mathis leads things off for the Blue Jays. They need to get something going. Doug Pfister has set down 6 straight. That ball right in on Mathis' hands, and he fights it off.
We're seeing the same type of fastball from Doug Pfister this afternoon as we saw yesterday from Henderson Alvarez, really riding it in on the right-handers. So if you see that ball coming in there, really concentrate, shorten up your swing, and try and pull that fastball down the left field line.
Or else take it.
Yeah.
Because it's off the plate most of the time. It looks very hittable, but by the time it gets toward that hitting zone, it's inside. 3-1 Tigers lead, bottom of the 3rd inning. Oftentimes when you have a sinker ball pitcher like Pfister, he throws a slider to complement it. Pfister's unusual that he's got a slow curveball. That's pretty effective. Jeff Mathis getting the majority of the work behind the plate with J.P. Aronsevi out. He's got an 8-game hit streak, 419. He's hit 5 doubles and a couple home runs. He's doing some damage.
Yeah, he's going to get a little bit more playing time, a little bit more consistent playing time, so we might see some more production from Jeff.
Pfister strikes him out this time. That's 3 strikeouts for Doug Pfister.
It's a great point you made about a sinker ball pitcher having the ability to make the ball go the other way to his glove side. This is his breaking ball that is on the plate, that off the plate. That's a pitch that Henderson Alvarez was using yesterday, but he doesn't have as good a fastball or a good slider as Pfister.
Anthony Gose in right field. Anthony had a base hit and scored a run yesterday. Overall, he was 1 for 4. Struck out twice. Well, that's a pretty good pitch. Scott Berry's been consistent. He has a very conservative strike zone. Back and forth, in and out, front and back. He changes speeds. That was 82 miles an hour.
What a pickup by the Detroit Tigers last year when they got Pfister.
Pfister never even blinked. That looked like strike 3. Pfister went 8-1 with a 1.79 ERA after joining the Tigers. And there's that slow curveball. Pfister has 3 strikeouts in a row.
Went fastball inside, did not get the call, so he loops a breaking ball on the outside and then under the bat of Anthony Gose. That's 3 in a row and 4 out of the last 5 that he has struck out.
Rajai Davis, the only Blue Jay to reach base. He singled in his first at bat. Soft line drive into left field. Broken bat. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop, has no play. Rajai Davis, 2 for 2.
Picking on Johnny Peralta, shortstop. First time up, it sounded like Rajai Davis broke his bat and he looped one over the head of Peralta. So Peralta backed up just a little bit. Sounds like he broke his bat again, and this time hits it in front of Peralta and beats it out. You are not going to get Rajai Davis on a ball like that. I don't care who the shortstop is, you just can't do it.
Davis is now 11 for 24 against Doug Pfister. He's got to go back and talk to the rest of the hitters. 2 outs. Colby Erasmus picked up an RBI on a ground ball to third. Big lead at first. Boy, Davis had both feet on the artificial surface. Rasmus hit a rocket home run yesterday in the 7th inning. His 18th home run of the season.
That was a big one. It gave Blue Jays a little breathing room against the Tigers.
Ball on the strike, 2 outs. Blue Jays trail by 2. Davis did a good job of shuffling off the base to get Fister's attention.
He gets his leads a couple of different ways. The traditional way where you got 1 foot on the carpet. He also likes to get that walking lead. When he comes set, you get movement like that. And that's just to upset the timing of the pitcher, give him something different to look at. Lead off very close to the bag, and then you walk off as the pitcher comes set before he delivers the pitch home, and you get some momentum moving.
Upstairs. Two balls and a strike, 2 outs. Rajay Davis with his 2nd base hit of the afternoon. Pulled foul. Davis shuffled as if he was going to run, and then Fister unloaded quickly. Why is Prince Fielder in front of the bag? What kind of advantage does he have in that position? Even when Fister comes to first, he's still off the bag.
We've seen Albert Pujols do that for the Los Angeles Angels, where they set up off the bag. And really, there's no advantage for either team that way. It's just an advantage for him to get a little further out on the field as the pitch is being made.
Right back up the middle, base hit. Davis makes the turn at second and stops. We mentioned left-handers hitting .302 against Fister coming into this game, and Rasmus has a base hit.
Right on top of the plate. Fister throws it looked like a changeup, and Colby rips it right back through the middle. 2 quick outs and now 2 singles. And here come the Blue Jays.
Davis and Rasmus, they both have good speed. Brett Lawrie. There's a throw to second base. It bounces in the dirt, and Fonte gets a glove on it. There's another advantage of speed is that Omar Infante has been taken out of his defensive position. Trying to keep an eye on Davis. That opens up a big hole between first and second.
Brett Lawrie grounded a ball to second base his first time up.
This is popped up left side and playable. Cabrera into foul ground. Makes the catch. The inning is over. Blue Jays get a couple of hits with 2 out, but leave 2 after 3. Doug Fister has a 3-1 lead. Blue Jays will leave after this game and go on a 10-game road trip. And then when they return to Rogers Center, it will be the New York Yankees in town. It all starts Friday, August 10th. That game is 7:07 p.m. And then 2 afternoon games. The 11th and 12th both start at 1:07 p.m. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. And also log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. The Yankees and Ichiro Suzuki back in town on August 10th.
He looks weird with number 31, doesn't he? In the pinstripes.
That's an interesting story. He is wearing number 31 and not his normal 51. And he was asked about wearing 51, and he said, no, I have too much respect for what 51 means to the Yankees. That was Bernie Williams' number.
And no one has worn 51 since Bernie Williams retired a few years ago.
Ichiro wore 51 with the Seattle Mariners. But he understands the history of the game and the significance of that number in New York. And once again, Ichiro impresses you with his understanding of Major League Baseball.
You were talking about the teams making trades that came out of nowhere, and you think there's still going to be one before the trade deadline. That one came out of nowhere. I had no inkling that Suzuki could go to the Yankees.
I didn't think he would go to the Yankees. I thought they might move him. I thought they might move him to the Giants. He is a free agent at the end of the year. Didn't make any sense for Seattle to re-sign him. I thought they might move him, but I certainly didn't see the Yankees getting involved. But he really fills a lot of needs that the Yankees have without Brett Gardner. And now Gardner's gone for the season, so once that was known, they pulled the trigger on the Ichiro Suzuki trade.
Brian Cashman talked about that. We need some speed now that Gardner's going to be out for the year.
Brian Rayburn strikes out.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Beautiful afternoon here at Rogers Center. Johnny Peralta, with one swing of the bat, has turned the game around for the Tigers. A 3-run home run in the second.
Came off of a breaking ball. Let's see if the Blue Jays now try to pound him in a little bit more.
Fastball out over the plate. It's really amazing how Cecil's had problems in each of his last 3 starts in the second inning. Bottom of the order. You made that point, how maybe get past those power hitters in the middle of the order and you have a tendency to relax, but it's been consistent in his last 3 starts.
And it's been a home run in all 3 of them.
Let's see, it's popped into center. Not that deep. Peralta's retired, 2 outs. It was Andrew Jones in his start against the Yankees. Derek Norris, who was really struggling with the bat for the Oakland Athletics. He had a 2-run home run. And here this afternoon, Johnny Peralta, who was hitless in the series until that home run. Brennan Marsh struck out his first time up. Marsh has hit over 300 in his last 23 games. Taking over every day in right field for the Tigers. A good curveball. Evens accounted a ball on the strike.
We had Bosch hitting in the 2nd spot earlier this year in front of Cabrera and behind Jackson. That was a good spot for him. He was getting on base and scoring a lot of runs.
Cecil had an extended inning in the second when the Tigers scored 3 runs. His pitch count up to 72 already. Be nice to get out of this inning and save some pitches. And he does. High fastball gets Brennan Marsh for a second time this afternoon. Couple of strikeouts in the top half of the fourth. The Tigers go down in order. Bosch chasing a high heater. Enjoying those big comfy green chairs in TD Comfort Zone. Our guest of TD, the TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. Great afternoon. Watch a ball game. Blue Jays got the Doug Fister with 2 outs last inning. Had back-to-back singles, but couldn't do much with it. Edwin Encarnacion was a ground-out victim his first time up. Drive to right field, but this one's going to hang up. Bosch in front of the warning track. Fouls it in. 1 down. Encarnacion hit a ball in the same direction yesterday, and it carried right over the Tigers bullpen.
Didn't look like he got it, but he was telling you today that he got all of it. Didn't sound like it. They muscled it over the wall for the home run.
And he said he hit it very well right on the barrel of the bat. He said, I just didn't have a real big swing. Travis Snyder struck out his first time up. Bounces this one foul at home. I mentioned Snyder had a blister on his left hand. And he had, I mean, it was as big as a tuning. Covered the palm of his left hand. When I saw it this morning, it hadn't been drained yet. It was full of fluid, and it was about ½ an inch above the palm of his hand. He got it drained and then wrapped it up, took batting practice, and told his manager, John Farrell, he was good to go.
Got that in that first inning on that sliding catch off the bat of Prince Fielder.
Another slow curveball, and Snyder goes down a second time. Yunel Escobar will step in the box with 2 outs. Yesterday, he led off the 6th inning with a line drive home run, number 7.
Power starting to come out from Escobar. Dwayne Murphy's got him standing up a little bit more. A little bit more upright, and that helps the bat come around a little bit quicker. That time he shows off some power with that big home run to left center field. He gets in trouble when he crouches down too much and spins his back around, closes that shoulder off, and cuts his swing off.
Now, Escobar is a strong guy, and Dwayne Murphy, the hitting coach, has been trying to get him to stand up and use some of that leverage.
He was losing all his power.
He used Yoenis Cespedes as an example. Cespedes also comes from Cuba, and they just played here. And Murphy said, look at Cespedes standing upright, using all the leverage he can. And of course, he's having a great year. So it doesn't hurt to use another hitter as an example. So he's standing upright, taking full advantage of his height and his size.
Players can relate to that easily if you show them what you could look like.
Boy, that's a good pitch. But it's been consistent. Scott Barry's had a very conservative strike zone all afternoon. That's a tough walk for Doug Fister.
A couple of fastballs inside, then that sweeping breaking ball trying to get Escobar to swing at it. But he wouldn't bite at it. Here's what it looks like from over top. That's right on the plate. How is that a ball? From our vantage point from the center field camera, it looked like a strike. From over the top, that's right over. It's not even the corner. Got plenty of the plate.
Kelly Johnson struck out. Any question about the height? Didn't look low. What's got to do is cross the hollow of the knee. Tell you what, it hasn't affected Doug Fister, at least not outwardly.
Boy, he has just come back and works in a good pace. Comes back and just throws strikes. He is just now rounding into form after the injuries that he had. He had a left side strain at the beginning of the season, right at the end of spring training. Tried to come back too quickly and just wasn't the same. Had to go back on the disabled list. And since he has come off, he is starting to show the form he had last year.
Yeah, this is the way he pitched at the end of the season for Detroit. Threw all of his pitches for strikes, worked very quickly, and we mentioned his hot streak. He finished up the season 8-1 for the Tigers after being acquired from Seattle. Base hit, Kelly Johnson through the left side. Blue Jays again threatening with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's been their problem the last couple of innings. They've started their rally with 2 outs. And now they'll take a 2-out hit.
Jeff Mathis struck out on a slider his last time up. First pitch fastball.
Just 90 miles an hour. It's got a nice little tail on it. Right as it gets towards the plate, it sinks just a little bit.
Oh, and 2. Mathis is now 3 for 7 against Doug Fister. They both spent some time in the AL West. Of course, Mathis was with the Angels, while Fister was with the Mariners. Bottom of the 4th inning. Detroit with a 3-1 lead. I think Fister just used that move to break up the rhythm. I don't think he had any thoughts that Escobar might be running.
Ain't getting that one. If you are a pitcher this afternoon, you are not getting that ball on the outside part of the plate. Catchers will pick up on that. So will the hitters. And they'll just lay off of it.
Gerald Laird behind the plate this afternoon. Changeup missed down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the one thing that Fister has really been able to do, is throw any pitch anytime for a strike.
Yeah, that's his scouting report, that he'll use all 4 of them, so he won't fall into a pattern. And they're all above average.
Off the end of the backfield, they will go to the bag, and that ends the inning. Blue Jays, for a second consecutive inning, leave 2 on base. Doug Fister, through 4, has a 3-1 lead. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Hazel May and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Blue Jays Girls' Day, presented by Baseball Canada and Baseball Nova Scotia. Halifax, Nova Scotia, Saturday, August 4th is the site. A clinic will take place from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Mainlands Commons Field. The instructors include Jesse Barfield, Dwayne Ward, and Jose Cruz Jr. Visit BlueJays.com for more information. That's BlueJays.com/Baseball Academy. The Blue Jays are proud supporters of amateur baseball across Canada. And the girls get their day, August 4th, in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Now Laird shows bunt, takes a strike. Laird starting behind the plate this afternoon, giving Alex Avila the day off. Pops this one up, foul ground. Encarnacion has a shot, gets there and makes the catch.
Since that home run to Johnny Peralta, looks like Brett Cecil's got the train back on the tracks, using his fastball quite nicely. That time it looked like he cut his fastball in on Laird. They've junked the slider. He's not throwing that anymore. He's more of a cutter. And the curveball. Thought the slider was giving him problems.
First pitch breaking ball to Austin Jackson. 1 up. That's a foul ball just wide of third. Jackson batting .315 for the season. I mentioned how much he's improved at the plate. He has quieted down his approach. He doesn't use that exaggerated leg kick any longer.
Waits on the ball nicely.
As he did there. Another breaking ball strike, and he hammers it to left. He's a pretty good breaking ball hitter. That's the same pitch that he hit against Henderson Alvarez in his first at bat yesterday afternoon. Lined it right to Brett Lawrie.
Yeah, looping breaking ball. Yeah, he waited on it, like you were saying. Waits back and rips it. And now a threat to steal over at first.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jim Leyland plays hit and run right here, trying to open up a hole for Omar Infante. He's regularly struggled since he's joined the Tigers. See if you can't get him a hit, get him going a little bit.
I think that's a great move. You already have the lead. Now you really want to put some pressure on the defense with the big guys coming up behind him. And it'll help Infante really track the ball just a little bit better. If you put the hit and run on, he's got a huge hole on the right side of the infield.
Not going. There's a base hit to right. Ghost has a reputation of having a good arm, and Austin Jackson didn't even think about it.
That is surprising. The ball wasn't hit that hard by Infante to right field. And it was almost like Ghost was conceding that Jackson was going to go first to third, but he stops. Infante inside out swing to right field. Ghost charges it. And you're right, he's got a great reputation already of a good arm, and he holds Jackson at second.
Well, one thing we don't want to do is get thrown out at third with Miguel Cabrera coming to the plate. That factors in as well. So Cabrera bats with runners at first and second and one out. He has walked and grounded to short. Prince Fielder on deck. Pop foul out of play. Ball and strike.
This is where he becomes very dangerous when he's got runners on. He's such a power hitter, but a great hitter. He's a lot like Pujols in that vein. Albert Pujols is, on top of being a great run producer, he's a great hitter. Can use the whole ballpark. Thinks right along with that pitcher. And if you make a mistake, his singles are home runs.
Changeup is hooked foul. Cabrera hitting .347 with runners in scoring position. And he has the ability, and now with two strikes, we've talked about it. He sits back and protects the strike zone. An old-fashioned approach.
And he's strong enough that if you make a mistake with two strikes, he can lift the ball out of the ballpark. You and I were trying to fight balls off with two strikes. They become singles. This guy, they hits extra bases.
Chase. Chase that high fastball and strikes out. What a good pitch from Brett Cecil.
Soft early in the count and then upstairs to get a very good hitter, Cabrera, to chase that pitch. Good sequence there by Brett Cecil.
Jeff Mathis has done a good job of mixing up the pitches. Prince Fielder, you're not out of the woods yet. Popped it up. Cecil needs to get out of the way. Brett Laurie is there to make the catch. The inning is over. What a good job by Brett Cecil. He strikes out Miguel Cabrera and gets Prince Fielder to pop up. Middle of the fifth. Still Tigers 3-1. Ricky Romero will open up a 10-game road trip tomorrow night from Seattle. He'll go up against the Mariners, and Romero will face Hisashi Iwakuma for the Mariners, and Ricky Romero certainly needs to have a turnaround start. Good way to start the road trip. Get Ricky back on track. The 3-game set in Seattle. Aaron Laffey and Carlos Villanueva will pitch in that series, and the Blue Jays will play 4 against Oakland. And Oakland continues to play good baseball. It's all on Sportsnet 1. Tomorrow night starts at 9:30 Eastern Time. Anthony Gose has a leadoff single here in the 5th.
Well, when he is teamed with Rajai Davis, it's a very exciting combination. He moved up yesterday on a very short wild pitch, scored on a sacrifice fly by Colby Rasmus. You team him with Rajai Davis like they are today, it can cause a lot of problems for the defense and the pitcher. Pitcher starts hurrying up his delivery, maybe throw more fastballs when you've got this type of speed on the bases.
Rajai Davis is 2 for 2 already. Up and in. Davis squared quickly and has to bail out. Blue Jays have now out-hit the Tigers 5-4.
You know, and when you bunt like that, the third baseman thinks, why are you picking on me? Cabrera in at third base. First it was Gose, and now it was Davis. And Cabrera had a long stare at Rajai after that fake bunt attempt.
Little gamesmanship going back and forth. Gose with a lead at first. Davis hits it off the end of the bat. Ryan Rayburn comes in, makes the catch. So first out of the inning. Colby Rasmus has one of the 5 hits. In fact, 3 left-handers have hits. 3 of the 5 hits have come off of left-handed bats.
Doug Fister, you talked about it, how quick he is to the plate, and Laird's had a tough time throwing. See if they might give him a little bit of help with a pitch out. Good time to go.
Right inside, Rasmus fights it off and fouls it out. Fister has allowed 9 home runs this season. But that was early in the year. He's a different pitcher now.
Yep. And that's only in 14 starts. This is his 15th start of the season. And again, it has to go back to extending. He had that left side strain and just couldn't get that sinker ball down in the strike zone. This is the Fister that we saw last year with Detroit.
Gose got a good jump. The ball is popped to the left side of the infield. Cabrera makes the catch. Gose gets back to first. Gose had a pretty good jump off Fister. So now there are 2 outs. Brett Lowry has grounded out and popped out. This is going to be something we're going to see over the course of the season and for many years down the road. I'd love to see it right now. How about a shot to the gap in right center so we can watch these 2 run?
Yeah, I want to watch Gose run like he did in Boston. He scored from first base on an extra base hit to the Green Monster in left center field.
If you haven't seen him run yet, folks, he can really go. There he goes inside. Laird's throw to second is not in time. Gose has his 2nd steal of the season. Tremendous acceleration on his first step.
70 of them last year in AA, 29 this year in AAA. And that was one of the walking leads. That looks like what the Blue Jays are going to try and do this afternoon against Fister. Get that walking lead. Get your momentum moving. Goes 2 for 2 now in stolen bases this year.
Good balls in the strike. Three and one. Edwin Encarnacion on deck. Breaking ball. Laurie takes a walk. Good at bat by Brett Laurie.
Doing a much better job the second half, laying off those breaking pitches. And he sets it up for Edwin Encarnacion now.
Jeff Jones, pitching coach, has come out of the dugout. He's headed to the mound, have a little chat with Doug Fister. Fister's been just as good this inning. Just missed with a couple pitches. Ghost got a base hit to start the inning. Blue Jays have 2 steals in this game today. Fister hadn't allowed a stolen base this season. Base runners were 0 for 3 in steal attempts. Blue Jays are 2 for 2 this afternoon. And that factors in now for Edwin Encarnacion.
They've got exceptional speed in Rajay Davis and Anthony Gose. And with that speed on the bases now, Brett Laurie. The tying runs are on base, an extra base hit, and this game is going to be tied up.
Encarnacion nodding that he saw that pitch very well.
Thought he had a good at bat last time. Sent the ball to right field, right to the warning track in right field, but his at bat against Doug Fister was very good.
Two and oh.
Got to pitch inside, especially a power hitter.
Ground ball to third. Cabrera takes his time. The inning is over. For a third consecutive inning, the Blue Jays leave 2 on base. They can't break through against Doug Fister. The numbers brought to you by the Aspire Travel World MasterCard from Capital One. We're going to take a closer look at how the team has picked up the slack since the loss of Jose Bautista today. They've hit 272 as a team. They've scored nearly 5.5 runs a game. They've hit home runs. They have a good OPS, and the team's gone 6-4. They're holding their own without their best player.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're doing it a little bit differently. They've got a little bit more speed than Anthony goes, so they're manufacturing runs a little bit more with their legs. And everybody's starting to pick up the pace. Not just one guy like an Edward Encarnacion. Travis Snyder has been swinging the bat really well. Getting contributions from everybody.
Delman Young. Oh, what a play on the short hop. Lowry throws out Young. That was hit right to his glove side. It was a short hop and a hot shot. He swiped at it, and once he had the ball in his glove, it was over.
You're quicker with one hand, and it's okay to play the ball off to the side. That ball had some serious hookage on it. But Lowry stayed right with it and just snatched it off the turf.
Remember when there were questions about whether or not he could play third?
Yeah, right.
I mean, just look at him. I mean, if there wasn't a more prototypical third base body than Brett Lowry, I've never seen one. I mean, he looks like a third baseman.
You have to have the attributes: quick hands, quick feet. He check on both of those fronts.
Don't you think third basemen have kind of a tough attitude too? I mean, they're right on top of it. It's called the hot corner for a reason. But you're standing right there, you know, sometimes 90 feet away from the hitter.
Yeah, you got to love having those bullets hit right at you.
There's a bullet hit to center. Rasmus on the run. He'll get there, and Rayburn is retired. Brian Rayburn's had a couple of good at-bats. He doubled off the wall in left, and there he hit a shot to center, but Rasmus ran it down.
It's another thing that the Blue Jays have shown over the last couple of years. They're getting younger, and they've got some speed in the outfield.
Johnny Peralta bats with 2 outs, and it was Johnny Peralta in the second that's done all the damage against Cecil.
One pitch again. An off-speed pitch to Peralta, and he sends it over the wall for their only runs this afternoon.
Mathis holding that glove up high, seeing if he can't get Peralta to chase.
Double up on it.
Later on that fastball.
But Cecil has gone 6 innings his last 2 starts. And in each one of them, he's had 1 bad inning, 1 bad pitch. Trying to go 6 innings again.
Change-up. Lowry comes after it, takes his time. Peralta's retired. But Cecil has gone 6 innings. A 1, 2, 3, 6. He's retired 5 straight. He still trails by 2. for the Blue Jays Farm Report. We want you to get out a pen and paper because you had to write this name down. Roberto Osuna made his Vancouver Canadians debut last night. He pitched 5 1/3. He faced 19 batters and struck out 13. And look at his age. He's 17 years old, out of Mexico.
Blue Jays signed him just about a calendar year ago. As that ball is popped into left center field, Peralta runs it down. He was signed on August 3rd, 2011 at the age of 16. Just turned 17 in February, right before spring training. Started the year in low rookie ball. And now already to Vancouver. 13 punch-outs in 5 1/3 innings.
Now, he was in Bluefield in the Rookie League. 7 games. He was promoted to Vancouver. He threw 75 pitches in that game. 57 were strikes. And they were playing Everett, the Aqua Sox, in that game. They missed 23 times in 38 swings. He's got legitimate stuff. I saw Osuna pitch in the spring on the side, and I watched his velocity. He hit 95 last night. He's 17. And he's got a good body, big, strong body. A little bit like the late Aurelio Lopez. Oh, there's another base hit off the bat of Escobar.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
You know, Escobar has been on base twice. He walked in the 4th. Kelly Johnson pulls one down the right side. Brennan Bosch over near the wall, makes the catch in foul territory. Boy, Bosch did a good job of maintaining his focus. There's not much room between that foul line and the wall. He stayed with it and makes a fine running catch.
Yeah, he knew he was going to be crashing into that wall because there was not a lot of room down the right field line. He gave one quick look to see where he was and then turns his body to absorb that hit against the wall. Nice play by Bosch in the outfield as he takes away a hit and helps out his pitcher.
Jeff Mathis has gone 0 for 2, trying to extend an 8-game hit streak. One final note on Roberto Osuna. He is the nephew of Antonio Osuna, who pitched many years for the Dodgers. Pitched for the White Sox, the Yankees, San Diego, and Washington. And he pitched 400 games. So the bloodlines are there.
Bloodlines are there. The Blue Jays, that's their inroads back into Latin America. I mean, they've gotten away from that for a while, but now they're back, and they've got some fine young Latin players in their farm system.
Mathis behind 0-1. If you're wondering about the possibility of pinch hitting Adam Lind, he couldn't swing the bat today because of that sore back. Mathis strikes out. Blue Jays leave another base runner. They have stranded 7 in this ball game. And Doug Fister has pitched out of some jams. There's more MLB action from the West Coast. It's the Dodgers and Giants from San Francisco, the National League West on Sportsnet 1. Right after RJ's telecast, big pitching matchup. Clayton Kershaw goes up against the right-hander, Ryan Vogelsong. Dodgers and Giants, and the Dodgers put some heat on the Giants last night. 10-0 shutout. Chad Billingsley did a good job, and how about the night that Matt Kemp had 4 for 5 and drove in 4 runs.
You're always going to get a good pitcher when those two teams match up.
Brennan Bosch has struck out both of his at-bats this afternoon. Don Mattingly, the Dodgers manager, says now they have 2 Matt Kemps. Hanley Ramirez and Matt Kemp. Pretty good call. Hanley Ramirez has won a batting title. He's been a 30-30 player in the past.
If they can get the Hanley Ramirez that the Marlins had a couple of years ago.
You know what they have? Manny Mota. Manny Mota has been with the Dodgers 33 years. He's from the Dominican Republic, and every Dominican player reveres Manny Mota. And he's on the bench with them every day. 0-2. Bosch strikes out for a 3rd time. He's got the hat trick.
Number 7 on the afternoon for Brett Cecil. He makes quick work of Brennan Bosch. Little cutter off the plate. It starts on and then it's off. With 2 strikes, that's an excellent pitch.
Gerald Laird, the catcher. That's gone 0 for 2 today, but boys helped guide Doug Fister through this ballgame very effectively. Blue Jays trail by 2, and they've stranded 7 base runners. That's one thing about being a catcher. You can have a great day and go 0 for 4.
As long as your team wins and as long as you help your pitcher out, you've had a good day. The bat is secondary.
0-2. Alex Avila, the starting catcher for the Tigers, with the day off today. Ground ball. Encarnacion waits on it. He'll go to the bag just ahead of Gerald Laird. 2 outs. Let's check in with Hazel May. Thank you, Hazel. And just when you're about ready to write off the Orioles, they bounce back a bit. They've lost 2 straight, 5 of their last 10.
They're just 3 games over 500 right now.
Bartolo Colon beat Tommy Hunter last night. Well, this division's pretty well jammed up. Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Toronto, all within a half a game. Well, I think that's the biggest challenge for the Blue Jays right now, is pass those 2 teams ahead of you. You get ahead of those 2 teams and make a move on the Tigers, and all of a sudden you're moving over teams in the wild card race.
One good extended hot streak, and I think you can do that. John Farrell knows that, and he knows the recipe also. I need some starting pitching to get me deep into the game.
Well, that's what has turned things around for Cincinnati. Cincinnati Reds have won 9 straight. Pittsburgh has a 4-game win streak, but they find themselves 2 games behind the Reds. There's a strike. That's the longest win streak for Cincinnati since '99.
Still doing it with the same 5 pitchers?
I believe they are.
Yeah, they haven't made any moves in their starting rotation.
But Cecil gets a foul ball. And that has a lot to do with how he puts streaks together. You get 5 starters, they go out there, give you a chance to win every night. Aroldis Chapman closed out the game last night with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
But no cartwheels off the mound.
Outside, Cecil just missed. That ball has been called a ball, and John Farrell has popped out of the dugout, and he's going to make the pitching change. Brett Cecil goes 6 2/3, and really just one bad pitch. A breaking ball to Johnny Peralta. Peralta hit a 3-run home run, so Cecil will lead this ball game trailing by 2. Two outs. Joel Carreño into the ball game. Close pitch that Jackson took for the walk. Joe Carreño will make his 6th appearance of the season. Carreño actually started game 3 of the season in Cleveland, went 6 innings and gave up a pair of home runs to Carlos Santana. He has been back and forth a couple of different times, and he has just rejoined the Blue Jays. This is his first appearance since coming back up.
He also made a start in Milwaukee. 3 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs. In that game, went back down. There's always a pitcher who's up and down on the shuttle, and Carreño seems to be that guy this year. This is his 4th stint with the team this season.
Cecil held the Tigers to just 4 hits. Austin Jackson with a big lead at first. Top of the 7th inning. Tigers trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game series. Omar Infante had a single through the right side of the infield his last time up.
2 outs now. The runner on first base really doesn't mean anything. You got to get this guy right here. You don't want to be messing around and lose Infante, and then you have to face Cabrera with 2 runners on. Go right after this guy.
There's Cabrera on deck. He has been relatively quiet in this series after the first game. He had a home run and a double in game 1. Hasn't done much since. There goes Jackson. Mathis' throw is in time. Kelly Johnson tagged Austin Jackson right in the helmet. Throw is up the line toward first base. Mathis unloads in a hurry. Austin Jackson caught for just the 4th time this season. That ends the top of the 7th. Anthony Gose will start things off. He's already had a single. Rajay Davis has had 2. Colby. Defensive change for the Tigers. Don Kelly has taken over in right field in place of Brennan Bosch. Anthony Gose goes after the first pitch. Gose shows bunt, takes the ball. Ball on the strike. Anthony reached first his last time up with a sharp single into center. He stole second base, but was stranded in the 5th.
Getting late. Got to get something started right here. Get them on and then got to get them over. They've had their chances this afternoon, the Blue Jays. They just haven't been able to come up with that one big hit.
Strike 3, backdoor breaking ball, and Gose strikes out for a second time. That's 7 strikeouts for Pfister.
He has used that curveball very effectively this afternoon, dropping it into the lefties and to the righties. He's going to loop it on the outside, and according to home plate umpire, catches the outside corner. Brett Cecil threw some better pitches than that were called balls.
Rajay Davis 2 for 3. He scored the only Blue Jay run. A fly ball into center field. Easy play for Austin Jackson. 2 quick outs in the 7th. Kobe Rasmus. It's a base hit, and he drove in a run with a ground ball out. Well, that slow curveball has been effective for Pfister, looping it in on that outside corner against lefties.
Hatter's hitting just 157 this season off of that curveball from Doug Pfister, and he has used it with a good fastball.
Well, I like Doug Fister. I like the way he attacks the strike zone. I like the way he changes speeds, creates a challenging angle at 6'8".
You know, it's how the ball is coming from across the plate. He's over on the third base side of the pitching rubber. Goes a little bit across his body, but that ball keeps coming in as on an angle to the batters. The curveball and that slider to the lefties. Throws a good pitch.
Fister, no problem at all in the seventh. Couple of strikeouts, another 1, 2, 3 innings with a Tiger right-hander. We'll go to the eighth. Tigers lead 3-1. Responsibly.
We all know about the speed of Rajai Davis and how he can really electrify the offense. First inning, he's on board with a stolen base and an error. He gets to third base with Colby Rasmus at the plate. Here's the smart play by Rajai Davis. He is able to score on this little squibber by Rasmus. No play for Cabrera. And a good speed and a good read by Davis get the Blue Jays their only run. Smart play by Rajai Davis.
Davis has had a good day. A couple of hits. He stole a base. He scored the only run. And he is the DH this afternoon. Omar Infante was at the plate when Jeff Mathis threw out Austin Jackson. That ended the top of the seventh. Well, Carreño throws a first pitch strike. On the ground, Laurie takes the short hop. One down.
All-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays wrapping up their homestand. Ricky Romero will go to the mound tomorrow in Seattle. Ricky Road 24 will open up a 10-game road trip for the Blue Jays. Cabrera is late on a fastball. Boy, the Blue Jays would love to come back and win this one. What a way to go on the road with a 4-game win streak.
It's always tough to go out to the West Coast and play ball. You got to deal with the time zone. Usually run into good pitching staffs. Seattle, Oakland, Los Angeles Angels. And then for the Blue Jays, you got to add on another trip back across the country. 3 big games against Tampa Bay, so 3 very good pitching staffs they'll be running into on this road trip.
Popped in the air into shallow right field. Anthony Ghost coming in. Cabrera's retired. He's gone 0 for 3 this afternoon. So now Prince Fielder will step in with 2 outs. Gorgeous day at Rogers Center. Perfect baseball afternoon. Everything but the score.
A couple more shots at that for the Blue Jays here to see if they can pull this one out.
Prince Fielder takes the first pitch strike. Fielder's gone 0 for 3 this afternoon.
They pretty much have shut down the two of them. It looked like they were going to get off on this series. Back-to-back home runs the first inning in the series on Friday night. They've done a good job pitching to him.
Bouncing ball. Escobar at short. Good job by Carreño. A 1-2-3 8th inning. We'll go bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Tigers. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Hazel May and Greg Zahn in the Black Bear broadcast studio. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Blue Jays need some base runners. They have left 7 on base and they trail by 2. Little squibber out in front of the mound, and Pfister in time. Boy, you got to have a lot of patience to make that play. Pfister did not rush. Laurie always hustling up the line. He made a good play. Pfister threw out Laurie.
He's 6'8", but he's got great movement and actions around the mound. He's a good fielding pitcher. Surrounds the ball and in one motion throws a strike over to first base to get Brett Laurie at first base. That's a pretty impressive play right there to start the 8th.
Well, it's a huge play. If Laurie gets on base, then you've got the tying run at the plate in Edwin Encarnacion. Just think, too, about all the spin that ball had on it. Topped right at home plate.
I like how he surrounded that ball. Picked it up and in one motion was in good throwing position when he picked it up. Just the 7th ground ball out this afternoon by Pfister.
Strikeouts have been impressive.
Yeah, that's the thing that's been impressive with Pfister. He's had 8 strikeouts, which is the 2nd best afternoon for him this year. He had a 10 strikeout game earlier this season.
Base hit. That play by Pfister looming even larger now. Encarnacion, his first hit of the afternoon. 10 strikeouts Pfister had came against the Angels at Comerica Park. 8 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. He's been much better of late. This is the 4th straight start where he's been pretty dominant. They have given Travis Snyder a steady diet of off-speed pitches. He struck out twice last time. He popped up to short.
Make the adjustment, and that's one thing we've seen from Snyder since he's come back up. Much better this time at making the adjustments. They have thrown that pitch to him all afternoon, and it's not a strike. That's what Travis Snyder is telling the home plate umpire.
Pfister pitching with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Jose Valverde and Joaquin Benoit. Valverde just tossing. He threw a little bit harder earlier, and Benoit is ready. Way outside.
Here it comes.
And drop that hook outside.
You got to figure he's going to go back to it.
Fair ball. Laird goes to second in time. Back to first. Not in time. Snyder keeps the inning alive.
You know, you can't wait for the home plate umpire to make a call. You just got to get out there very aggressively. And that's what Gerald Laird does. He's a good catcher. And he almost turns it over. The ball tapped off the mound. Here comes Laird. Very quickly grabs it with his bare hand in one motion. Gets that lead runner, and Peralta's throw just is not quick enough to get Snyder at first base.
That keeps the inning alive. Bring Yunel Escobar to the plate. He has walked in single. He's 1 for 2. Escobar had a home run in the game yesterday in the 6th. Breaking pitch for a strike. Pfister is back. Oh, and 2. Gary Darling calls Escobar for the swing. Pfister strikes out the 9th batter this afternoon. The slider to Yunel Escobar. He can't check in time. He went too far, and Gary Darling calls him out. Boston Pizza, Saturday, August 11th. The Blue Jays will take on the New York Yankees. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. Special kids price tickets in the 200 and 500 level outfield seats. After the game, the kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. Call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234. You can log on to BlueJays.com to order your Blue Jays Yankees tickets, or you can stop by most Rogers Plus locations. The Yankees in town, Junior Jays Saturday, August 11th. Delman Young leads things off for the Tigers in the top of the ninth. Young has walked and grounded to third twice. The Blue Jays have out-hit the Tigers 7-4. But the only hit that mattered for Detroit was a 3-run home run off the bat of Johnny Peralta.
And then a couple of singles in the 5th inning by Jackson Infante, and that was it. This has been a game the Blue Jays have had a chance, but they just haven't been able to come up with a big hit yet.
Blue Jays have left 8 on base. They've got 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Doug Fister doesn't look like he's going anywhere, does he?
Now Lurdy is still throwing now in the pen.
That's a pretty good combination. Johnny Peralta, 3-run home run. Doug Fister, 1 run through 8. Doug Fister lost his last game at Detroit against the Indians. So 3-2 ball game. He went 7 innings in that ball game. Delman Young hits this ball into center. Rasmus on the run. On the warning track, makes the catch. Kobe Rasmus has run down a couple of balls. He got Ryan Rayburn into 6 and now takes one away from Delman Young.
Teams are going to get tired of playing the Blue Jays with this outfield out there. They can really run them down, and they have been showing off their legs and their gloves this whole series. They have taken 5, 6, maybe 7 hits away from the Tigers in this 3-game series.
It's a speedy outfield defense. Ryan Rayburn. He swung the bat well all afternoon.
Talking to Torey Lovello this morning, right before batting practice, and I was asking him about his outfield, and he is overjoyed with what he has seen from their young outfielders. Cover a lot of ground. They want to learn. They want to get better. So he is very happy with what he has seen.
I like what I've seen from Joel Carreño today. He's been much more aggressive than he was earlier in the season.
Blue Jay's not real sure if he's better as a starter or better as a reliever. He starts when he goes down to the minor leagues. He's had a couple of spot starts for the Blue Jays this season. But if he throws strikes and he commands the pitches like he is today, and he's aggressive like you say, he's be an asset in the bullpen. Remember what John Farrell said, this is like an open tryout for some of these guys. You throw up zeros and we're going to keep you.
That breaking ball, Mathis blocks it. Goes to first. Rayburn is retired. 2 outs. So that'll bring the one-man wrecking crew to the plate. Johnny Peralta in the 2nd inning.
They have jammed him all season long, but a breaking ball gets away from Brett Cecil. And Johnny Peralta homers to left field. The only runs that the Tigers have been able to score this afternoon. 3-run home run in the 2nd inning.
Tigers have only scored 7 runs in the series. They've effectively shut down the middle of the order. The Blue Jays have. Tigers coming into play 2.5 games behind the White Sox in American League Central. There's another good example of that fastball, and Peralta has trouble getting the head out.
Late, he gets underneath that because he's not on time. You mentioned the White Sox. They went out and made a deal last night, pick up an extra pitcher.
Kenny Williams has really done a good job for his ball club. Francisco Liriano was picked up in a trade from Minnesota for a couple of extra pieces. Johnny Peralta hits this one deep. Rasmus is looking up. Peralta has just gone deep again. A 2-homer game for Johnny Peralta. And it looked like it might have been a breaking ball.
Yep. It looked like a breaking ball that backed up on Carreño. And we were just talking about how late he was on fastballs, how he wasn't getting set and getting the ball, his front foot down. Threw him another breaking ball, and Peralta, he's seen plenty of these in his career, over the middle of the plate, and that ball's gone. You can see the reaction from Joel Carreño. He knew he made a mistake.
Again, with 2 strikes, those breaking balls that are in the zone get hit, and they get hit hard. So Carreño gives up the home run to Johnny Peralta, and he will give up the baseball, turn things over to Evan Crawford, the left-hander. Peralta, a 2-homer game. Crawford into the ball game to face Don Kelly. Baseball Fix with Sam Cosentino and Dirk Hayers on Baseball Central at noon. Weekdays on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, and right here on Rogers Sportsnet. Beautiful day on Lake Ontario. Not so nice inside the Rogers Center for the Blue Jays. Johnny Peralta with a 2-homer day. Evan Crawford into the ball game to pitch to Don Kelly, the right fielder.
Just the 10th game that Evan Crawford will be pitching in for the Blue Jays. He, like Carreño, were called up on the 26th of July. This is his 5th stint with the team this year. I've been down all season long between here, AA and AAA. He's got a good fastball, a good curveball.
Don Kelly came into the ballgame defensively in the bottom of the 7th. He's in the hole, 1-2. Johnny Peralta with 2 home runs today. That's his first multi-home run game since August 15, 2010. And that's all the offense for the Tigers. He's driven in all 4 runs.
I've seen enough of him and Doug Fister this afternoon. Fister's been great. He might be bowing out now to the closer. It's a save situation, and we have not seen Valverde in this series.
Kelly's hanging tough. Fister has pitched 8 innings here this afternoon. He has pitched 8 innings once before this start. Mentioned that start on the 18th of July against the Angels. He went 8 innings, held the Angels just 2 hits, struck out 10. Popped up shortstop. Yunel Escobar is there. The inning is over, but Tigers get an insurance run. They've expanded their lead to 4-1. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Bottom third of the Blue Jays order. Kelly Johnson will start things off. He's 1 for 3 this afternoon. Catcher Jeff Mathis has struck out twice. Anthony Gose has a single and a stolen base. Has been among the best in saves since 2007. When you look at where he ranks in the save leaders, he's on top. John Papon, Francisco Cordero, Mariano Rivera, Francisco Rodriguez. He has more saves than anybody from 2007 to today. He will make his 9th appearance against the Blue Jays. He's perfect in saves. He is 6 for 6 against the Jays.
19 for 23 this year, 93% since becoming a Tiger back in 2010. It's fastball. He'll come right after you. That he's got a wicked split finger fastball that he'll use for a lot of strikeouts. Valverde is very animated on the mound. He's fun to watch when he finishes off ball games. Very animated. A lot of fun when he's out there.
I don't know if you'd call it fun if you were down in that dugout when he was doing it.
I'm speaking it from a Tiger perspective. But if it was me, oh yeah, I'd be chapped against him. He gets after it.
Valverde is said to be one of the best teammates in the game. Great team leader, great guy on the team. And Jim Leyland says, you know what, I don't really care for all those antics, but he's a good teammate, good reliever, and he gets the job done. Kelly Johnson will try to get things going. Takes the first pitch strike.
When he was younger, that fastball was almost triple digits to go along with that split. Now it's not as hard, so you don't have to really gear up for it.
Valverde's ahead 0-2.
He's been a very reliable reliever for the Tigers. He had a streak of 51 consecutive saves snapped at the beginning of this season. He's got a pre-pitch routine there's a lot going on right now.
Valverde started his career with the Diamondbacks. Came to the big leagues in 2003. Had 47 saves for Arizona in 2007. And then he was traded to the Houston Astros. Had a 44 save season in Houston in 2008. Came to the Tigers in 2010. And as we showed you on that graphic, he is the saves leader since 2007. Trying to save one here for Doug Fister.
Never seems to be in a hurry. Look at his pre-pitch routine. Grab the dirt, grab his sock, hit my hat a couple of times, get the sign, and then an exaggerated stretch. Frontwards, backwards, come together.
Don Zimmer and Jim Leyland talk almost daily, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. And Zimmer, of course, is the special advisor to the Tampa Bay Rays. And he's always asked him, how do you put up with that stuff on the mound? He goes, I don't really watch. He gets the job done. I don't care what he does. He's really a good guy and a great teammate. But certainly Leyland more of a throwback guy along the lines of Zimmer.
Yeah, he doesn't care what he does as long as he walks off that mound shaking hands.
Johnson strikes out. That starts the bottom of the ninth.
Like he went right after him. Up in the strike zone, and Johnson swings right through it. 10th time a Blue Jay has struck out this afternoon.
Fister was one off his season high. He had 9 strikeouts. Fister for the game. 8 innings, 7 hits, 1 run. Blue Jays scored the first run of the ball game, and then it was all Tigers. Jeff Mathis trying to keep a hit streak alive. He's hit an 8 straight, but has gone 0 for 3 this afternoon. One and 2. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Valverde. Fastball again at 95. Yeah, this strikes out for the 3rd time this afternoon.
Starting to get loose. Again, that was 97, 98, 99 when he was younger. Now it's upstairs 95.
Anthony Gose picked up a single in the 5th inning. Blue Jays trying to stay alive.
For his career, Valverde is a perfect 6 for 6 against the Blue Jays in save opportunities. Much like this, come in, just give me that fastball splitter.
Gose lays off the inside pitch. Ball on a strike. Blue Jays just couldn't get anything going against Doug Fister. They got 2 on with 2 outs in the 3rd. They got 2 more on with 2 outs in the 4th. Left a couple on in the 5th.
His curveball was good today. He used his curveball change up very effectively. When he needed that second strikeout pitch, I thought his slider was good to some of the right-handers.
He threw that to Jeff Mathis very effectively. Blue Jays down to their final strike. Anthony goes, trying to catch up to Jose Valverde. On the ground, Johnny Peralta fittingly ends the ball game. Peralta drove in 4 runs, all the Tiger runs, and he makes the play to close it out. Valverde with the save, Fister with the win.
Blue Jays just couldn't solve Doug Fister this afternoon. He goes 8 innings. Valverde finishes it off, and then a couple of pitches to Peralta. Multi-home run game for Peralta. Drives in all 4 runs, and that was it.
Johnny Peralta had been silenced into this ball game. His first 2 hits are big ones. Stay tuned for Blue Jays Central. Here's Hazel May and Greg Zahn in the Black Bay Broadcast Studio.